anime that we are going to talk about is The Summer Hikaru Died. At this point, you can't convince me this isn't like some BL level stuff. And again, I still like it. I still think this is a fantastic anime with characters and writing and animation. It's just that, like, how can you? I guess there's still some probability left to just say it's not. But like with this episode, right, where our main boy is cooking up some fried chicken, and he's like, and Hikaru comes up to him, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, like what do you think about it? You seem lost in space," and he's just like, "Oh yeah, the chicken I was making that I was breading and seasoning, it just kind of felt like you, and like felt like your inside." And then they end up going into like a classroom where they do it, and obviously there's like a situation where it goes a bit too far, where Hikaru is like clawing up his arm with like his jelly stuffing, and he's just like, "You can't do that. You can't make people feel uncomfortable like that." And again, no hate. I love me a good BL Yuri story. I'm okay with both. I myself am one. I don't mind. I love that representation. That makes me feel comfortable. I get to live out my wants and dreams through that. Not with this anime. I just want to make that perfectly clear. But my question is, like, at what point does this just turn to a BL? At what point do we just not just? At what point do we just not throw this into the BL category, right? I get the point, and maybe I'm just being an asshole about it. Maybe I'm not seeing the bigger picture here. But just the choices of words and the choices of noises, the choices of setting, man, like it just feels like that, or like at least at the very least that where they're trying to be close, and I get it, but still, it's just whoa, man, it's just whoa. Oh, is it getting too? It might be getting too dark. Oh, shit. Okay, but apart from that, this episode was actually surrounded a little good portion around the little sister, where there is like a hair demon that's tracking her, and we see that like we get a hint of like, maybe we understand why she doesn't want to go to school. It's because she's probably getting haunted. So I know they brought up the fact that Hikaru went to go check because main character boy talked to both of his friends about it, and Hikaru was like, "Oh yeah, I'll come over and I'll check out the situation." And, the dude was just like, "Oh, you can count me out." But Hikaru does mention, he's like, "Okay, it makes sense why these spirits are coming after me, but why are they coming after my boy?" And I don't think it's him. I do think it's his sister. I think it has something to do with his sister, and also, which will also play into why she doesn't want to go outside, or why she doesn't want to be, why she feels unsafe and stuff like that. There's got to be something with her, right? Because we've basically gotten no real development with that, even though it seems like it's kind of a big point of contention when it comes to all of that stuff with her, with like her not going to school and her being kind of scared. And this is like the first time we got like a really big delve into like her. Like obviously there was the last episode where they went to the festival, but like she was just kind of there. She didn't really play her part in anything. But this is the first time we're like, we get a lot more interesting, especially since it's attacking her. Like, the main character boy does mention the fact, like, oh, it'd be bad if these spirits start attacking my brother, or my mother, or my sister. But it already has, and it might have been. So that's why I'm just like, oh, okay, this is going to be very interesting to see how all that plays out. And, there could be a reveal to her that MC boy reveals to her sister what Hikaru is, and that might throw things out of whack. So that's all going to be very, very interesting. We also don't spend as much time with the elders, the dude from the company. He mentions he had the device that could find whatever type of yokai thing has come down from the mountain. And we also get a little look into the older lady that was talking to MC Boy a couple of episodes back. How this is this creature that just wants to hold on to you and be close. So it might just be that. It might be a thing where it's like, oh, it's a desire that it wants to be close, but it's also being mixed in with human emotion. So it's probably one of those things where it's like, it might... Honestly, I would not be surprised if it ends up just assimilating the entire village and everyone just has this thing where it's like, oh, we could be close and stuff like that. That would be terrifying. But Hikaru and the main character boy end up getting caught up by like this like hair demon's like trap where Hikaru goes in, tries to fix it, but he's end up drowning. And so he goes in, but then he gets pulled into a tub. And apparently it just pulls in this flashback, I guess, of... Well, first it puts him into this area where it's overwhelmed, where it's, I think, the pressure of people, it sounds like, because they're saying a lot of things of just like, oh, how's your sister? Blah, blah, blah. Is she at home? That's like worrying. And people like, making snide comments because it's a small village and everybody talks in the small village. And so it feels like he got a bit overwhelmed by that, which teleported him to a moment where him and Hikaru were arguing over a dead crow they were trying to take care of. And they end up fighting. And then the flashbacks to him and Hikaru actually fighting, where it's like, the thing is using Hikaru, or using the main character boy as like a vessel to potentially like fight me and actually kill me, which doesn't work because Hikaru was just like, yeah, I need you to get out of my friend. Which it seems like it disappeared. Whatever Hikaru is definitely far more dangerous than any of the actual yokai or spirits that we've seen, which is very obvious and very evident given the two interactions that we've seen of him. One very easily dealing with it, and the other one running away for its life. But yeah, both the boys end up drying off, and Hikaru goes in, joins them for dinner, and it seems like that MC boy is more just accepting the fact that like it's not Hikaru, it's not a demon, but it is something that like that can grow to be a human one day, or at least live regularly. I don't know not necessarily the point. Like, I get it. It's a sense of, like, there's probably still a part of him that's still attached to Hikaru and all that stuff. It's just one of those things where I'm just like, brother, I don't know how you could look at everything that thing is done right now and think that thing needs to still be alive. Maybe it's some trauma thing. Maybe it's one of the things where it's like he's trying to move on. Maybe he feels a sense of responsibility. Like, it could be a lot of things. I don't know I honestly don't know what's going through that boy's mind. I wish I did, but I don't. And I don't know if I want to, because that's terrifying. Either way, I am still loving this anime, because this anime is fucking great. It's fucking great, and it's awesome, and it's good. And the art's great too. I love it.